It's time again for the Science Bowl.
Zoo Parade for 5. What big teeth the hippo has are actually a pair of these. Science Potpourri for 10. Would a snake most likely eat every day? Every week, Dateline Science for 10. Why are some elephants wearing necklaces these days? Green things for 15.
And now, here's your host, Mr. Z himself, Dave Zarin.
Thank you and welcome to this special edition of Science Bowl, the second of our two semifinal games. One of today's teams will take on University Park for this year's championship. Let's meet today's teams. First from Magnolia Elementary School, would you please say hello to Keon Groves, Kobe Marshall, and Dustin Navarrosa. And from Whitehall Elementary, here they are, Jaden Walker, Alan Velasquez, and Aubrey Higley. And now, here are the categories of questions we use on the Science Bowl.
Okay, Mr. Z, here's today's categories. Green things, questions about plants and all things green and growing. Zoo Parade, a Noah's Ark of questions about animals. Body systems, we'll see how much you know about yourself, about things like breathing and growing and digesting your food. Let's get physical. Questions that test your knowledge of physics and chemistry, earth science and space science. Then there's Science Potpourri. Here's a grab bag of science questions, everything from air pollution to the kitchen sink. And finally, Dateline Science. We'll ask you about science history and science in the news.
Here on the Science Bowl, we arrange our game board according to the difficulty of the question. The easier questions on the left worth 5 and 10 points. Tougher ones 15, 20, ultimately 25. Toughest of them all. Both of our teams start out at 50 points apiece. No penalties ever for incorrect answers. End of the 2 rounds, we will have our second semifinalist and a competitor for University Park as we come to the end of our 30th year of Science Bowl here in the Prince George's schools. Let's go over and make sure everything works properly. Kobe, would you try your buzzer? Thank you. Good luck to you and to Keon and to Dustin. Like those nice hoodies you got there. Whitehall with matching shirts over there. Alan, try yours. Looks and sounds good. Good luck to you, to Jaden, and to Aubrey. I just have to say congratulations. Very few schools make it this far. You know, we started with 40 schools down to the final 4, so you guys you're special, and you've got nothing to prove. You're already winners. But one of you moves on in the competition, so let's have a good game. We go alphabetically, M before W. So Magnolia, Kobe, let's play that bowl.
Green things for 15.
Green things for 15 points. Teams, the aromatic leaves of parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme make us call these plants these kinds of plants. Whitehall.
Spices?
Not spices, Magnolia. The aromatic leaves of parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme is the reason why we call these plants what?
Herbs.
Herbs or herbs, yes. A lot of people say it like the boy's name. That's right, red.
Zoo Parade for 15.
Zoo Parade for 15 points. Teams, if you're arachnophobic, you're afraid of spiders. But if you are ornithophobic, you're afraid of these. Magnolia.
Birds.
Yeah, you're afraid of birds. Boy, that's got to be tough going through life, right? The birds are everywhere. Same with spiders. Okay, go red.
Let's get physical for 15.
Let's get physical for 15 points. Teams, petroleum is oil. But if you study petrology, you're not studying oil, you're studying these. Petrology. You're studying rocks. You find oil in gas in rocks. All right, like in petrified. That was part of your clue there. Go red.
Body systems for 15.
Body systems for 15 points. Teams, if you have type 2 diabetes, you have plenty of this hormone in your blood. Magnolia.
Insulin?
Insulin, yes, but your body does not absorb it. So that is the problem. It's not that you don't make enough of it, you've got too much of it. Okay. All right, red again.
Science Potpourri for 15.
Potpourri for 15 points. Teams, if you have a mini iPod, you might describe it in another way by what? Yes, Magnolia.
Nano.
A nanopod, absolutely right. I was going to say what prefix that stands for 1 billionth, and you were way ahead of me. Go.
Dateline Science for 15.
Dateline for 15 points. All right, teams. Astronaut Scott Kelly is now 1/100th of a second younger than his twin brother who stayed here on Earth because of what theory of Albert Einstein's? Whitehall.
Relativity?
Relativities, that's exactly right. E = mc squared. Good. Okay, Alan, go.
Science potpourri for 5.
Science potpourri for 5 points. Teams, the batteries, the rechargeable batteries that we put into our iPhones, into our iPads that we know now can burst into flames are known as Li batteries. What are Li batteries, Whitehall?
Lithium ion?
That's it. Good answer. Go, green.
Zoo parade for 10.
Zoo parade for 10 points. Teams, some of the legislators in the state of Virginia wanted it to be the timber rattlesnake, but they eventually voted on the garter snake as Virginia's official state what? Whitehall.
Reptile?
Yes, reptile. Good. Thank you, Jaden. Go, green.
Green things for 10.
Green things for 10 points. Teams, on the island of Hawaii, there is a plant that people have to come up to and physically do this to because, yes, Whitehall?
Pollinate?
Pollinate, yes, indeed, because the bird that used to do it has gone extinct. Let's check that score. 110 Magnolia, 90 Whitehall, advantage green. Alan, please choose.
Dateline science for 10.
Dateline for 10 points, teams. The petting zoo at the National Zoo had to close because there was an outbreak of this bacterium among the goats. Magnolia.
Salmonella.
Not salmonella, good try. Whitehall, what bacterium broke out among the goats at the petting zoo? What you got?
E. coli?
E. coli is right. Yeah, Jaden, you are the man over there. You're whispering all those right answers. Keep it up. All right, just 10 points behind the leader. Go, Alan.
Body systems for 10.
Body systems for 10 points. Teams, you might remember from the movie The Little Mermaid that Ariel gives up what L-initialed organ? Magnolia.
Larynx.
The larynx, absolutely right. Ursula made her give up her voice box so she could get legs and go on to land. It worked out all right for her. 120, 110, go red.
Green things for 25.
Green things for 25 points. Teams, your question is as follows. Charles Darwin wasn't just interested in evolution. He and his son did experiments with plants to demonstrate phototropism, which is when plants do what? Magnolia.
I'll pass to Dustin.
Dustin.
Grow towards the sun.
Absolutely right. They lean toward the light. Nicely done, Justin. Go.
Green things for 20.
Green things for 20 points. Teams, I'll give you 20 points if you can give me the name of the specific organelle within a plant cell where photosynthesis actually takes place. Whitehall.
Leaves?
Not the leaves. The name of the specific organelle within the plant cell where photosynthesis actually takes place, Kobe.
Chloroplast.
You got that right, the chloroplast, absolutely. Good answer. All right, that buzzer says our first round is over. Our score at this juncture is Magnolia 165, Whitehall 100. We will be back with round 2 in just one moment. Don't you go away.
Simple moments are what make every day count.
And welcome back to the semifinal matchup here on Science Bowl. And all of today's contestants, for having made it to the semifinals, we want something for them that they're going to remember for a long time. In this case, these are Audubon field guys, beautifully detailed and pictured. We have them in a lot of different topics, weather and rocks and minerals and birds and mammals and insects and spiders. Whatever our wonderful contestants want, we want them to take that home. And the team that eventually wins the Science Bowl, we have individual plaques for each of the members and a plaque that we will engrave that goes to their school. Quite an accomplishment. Let's meet today's teams. If you've not had the pleasure of meeting these young people before on our show here, here's your chance. Let's go to Magnolia, and Magnolia is a past champion on Science Bowl, and I know you'd like to make it number 2 in 30 years. Kobe, tell us about Magnolia. It's over there in the Lanham area, and who's your principal?
Dr. Gillens.
Dr. Gillens. Is Dr. Gillens here with us today?
Yes.
Yeah, and I know how proud she is of you, and of course we are all proud of Mr. Robert Allen. He has been your sponsor for many years, and he's just a great guy. In addition to his many talents, I know he has a great voice too, and I'm sure he shared that with you, and he'll be out in a few moments as well. What do you like about Magnolia, Kobe? It's like one of your favorite things.
Probably more of Magnolia is a fun school, and if you do good, you get good incentives. If you don't, nothing really happens for you.
Yeah, so it's like what the word is, a meritocracy. If you do the right stuff, you're going to get the rewards. And if you're not doing the right things, though, I'm sure they're going to try to help you, because everyone there it's a great school and a great staff and principal there. Any alternates on your team?
We have 4 alternates, but only one can make it.
Who came today?
Brianna.
Brianna. We'll bring her out in just a few moments, and all the alternates are really important. They're an integral part of the team. Tell me what you do in your spare time.
In my spare time, I'll watch Science Bowl videos and probably play video games or read a book.
Yeah. Oh boy, you do all the right stuff, and reading will just take you so far. You're a really good student, and you're a good captain, and you guys know an awful lot about science here. What do you want to do when you get older?
I want to become a rocket scientist.
A rocket scientist. I can see you doing that. I can see you. Keon, how about you? What do you want to do someday?
I want to be a doctor or a politician or a scientist.
You could do all those things. I remember we had a presidential candidate, Dr. Ben Carson, and he was a politician and a great scientist. So you can do a lot of different things in life, but you got to prepare well. What do you do in your spare time?
I would read, watch Science Bowl, or play a game.
Wonderful. What kind of books do you like?
I kind of like sci-fi books, and I like fiction. And then my favorite kind of book is like the ones that will like get you so deep into it, like survival books.
Yeah. Sometimes you hate when a book ends because you want it to keep going. The story is so good. And a lot of times science fiction turns into science fact. So they're great books. You're a good player too. Dustin, nice to have you here. Tell us about yourself. I know you lived in New Mexico for part of your life, yes?
Yes.
How long have you been in Maryland?
This is my 3rd year in Maryland.
Yeah. What's the biggest difference you see between there and here?
I like the schools here better because over there they only we didn't switch classes over there, so we only had one teacher for all subjects.
Wow. And sometimes that's fine, but it's always good to be exposed to different people, and you got to move around too, don't you? I mean, you can't just sit all day to keep really focused. What do you want to do someday, Dustin?
I want to be a cardiovascular surgeon.
Wow. That's pretty good. And you told me you had a specific reason for that, yeah?
Yes, because my family has heart disease.
Yeah, heart disease, it's a big problem across many families in this country, and we certainly could use some more people. We'll be lucky to get you. Nice to have you back, Dustin. Whitehall, nice to have you guys here. Alan, you look a little nervous over there. You're doing just fine. You're down a couple points, but I know you're going to come back. Whitehall's over there in Bowie, and you've got you got 3 sponsors, don't you? 3 outstanding women. Tell us who they are.
Miss Watt, Miss Farber, and Miss Malott.
Wonderful, and they have prepared you so well, and they are responsible for those great shirts you wear. And I remember Miss Wine telling me that she keeps them so you don't wash them. She wants to just keep them nice and pristine and nice looking, and they surely do look great. Tell me what you like about Whitehall.
There's great staff, and the teachers really help us so that each individual person keeps going in what we're learning, and so that every person can do a good job.
Wow. No child left behind, right? That slogan, yeah, everybody has to be up to par and kind of doing what they're capable of to make a school a success. And Mr. Christian is your principal there, is that right? And alternates on your team, Alan. Who are they?
Sarah, Duncan, Miriam, and Leia.
Wonderful. We'll bring them out with your three sponsors in just a few moments. What do you want to do someday, Alan?
I want to be a soccer player and maybe a lawyer. I like cooking a lot, and I like playing soccer in my spare time. So.
Yeah. Well, see, and you can eat all you want if you're playing soccer because you're burning up all those calories. So you got a good combination going there. I like your spirit. Got a great smile, and you're a good captain over there. Jaden, how do you know so much science? You've been giving answers left and right here. How do you know so much?
Well, because our teachers, they've been like doing mock shows and giving us crosswords and books to read. So, yeah.
Those are all the right ways to go about it, and you took those lessons well. What do you want to do someday, Jaden?
I would like to be a lawyer and then a judge.
You have the demeanor of a judge. I can see you sitting there and making wise decisions. And what got you interested in the law?
I like debating with people.
Yeah, and that's what you would do all the time. And listening to other people's arguments and not being judgmental. Listening to their side as well before you come out with a ruling. You're a good player. Aubrey, nice to have you back here. You, like Alan, have a lot of things that you like to do or want to do in life. I know you're a cook, and what else do you do?
Sometimes I snitch a couple of my brother's Legos and make things that would probably never work. I mean, it's just like 3 blocks stacked on top of each other.
Yeah.
But
yeah, listen, it's creativity is what I get from what you do, a lot of the things that you're involved in, and you're a very bright young lady. I'm sorry you're not feeling so well here today. What do you hope to do someday?
I have very big ambitions.
Yes.
I hope to have a farm with a bookstore and coffee shop. Well.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you're also, I think you told me one time you also were interested in maybe working on a farm, having a farm, yeah? Yeah, you're going to be successful whatever you try. Nice to have you back with us. Let's get back to our game. Whitehall has 100 points, Magnolia 165. Lots of big valued questions still remain. Red, start us out. Kobe.
Let's get physical for 25.
Okay, 2-part answer for let's get physical for 25 points. Teams, if you visit Luray Caverns or Carlsbad Caverns in New Mexico, the calcium carbonate icicles and the projections that come from the floor are known as what 2 kinds of formations? What are those 2 formations known as in those caverns, Magnolia?
Stalactites and stalagmites.
That's exactly right. Stalagmites and stalactites. Well done. Go Red.
Let's get physical for 20.
Get physical for 20 points. Team, what same word means suspended or dissolved solids that come out of solution, and things like rain and snow and hail that come down. Whitehall.
Precipitation.
Precipitation. Precipitates. Absolutely right. Nice comeback there. Green. Go.
Let's get physical for 10.
Get physical for 10 points. Teams, other than the 2 outermost planets, Uranus and Neptune, the only other planet that is also a chemical element is this one. Whitehall.
Pluto?
Not Pluto. No, remember, Pluto is out of the club now. Magnolia, the only other planet that is an element other than Uranus and Neptune is this one.
Mercury.
Mercury, absolutely one. The one closest to the sun. And of course, it's uranium and neptunium. And there used to be a plutonium, but unfortunately, Pluto got kicked out. Okay, Red.
Potpourri for 10.
Again?
Potpourri for 10.
Potpourri for 10 points is a visual question. Look at the monitor in the studio, please. This beautiful mountain lake that is formed in the depression of an extinct volcano has what same name as the depressions that form on the surface of the moon when meteorites...
Crater.
Whitehall.
Crater.
Yeah, that's Crater Lake in Oregon, and craters are what form on the surface of the moon. Good answer, Green.
Zoo parade for 5.
Zoo parade for 5 points. Teams, even though no animals really speak English, these porcine animals have a form of Latin name for them. Magnolia.
Pig.
Igpe, that's right. Pigs it is. Good. Go. Red.
Body system for 20.
Body systems for 20 points. Teams, many of you have avoided getting this M-initial childhood disease because there is a vaccine. Magnolia.
Measles?
Not measles. Whitehall, many of you have avoided getting this initial childhood disease because there is a vaccine. The disease is caused by a swelling of your parotid glands, leaving you looking like a chipmunk.
Mumps.
It is mumps. Yep, that's what I want to hear. Go green.
Zuprate for 20.
Zuprate for 20 points is another visual question. Look at the monitor, please. If you saw the Ice Age movies, you would recognize this glyptodont, which is extinct. But its modern-day ancestor, Magnolia.
Turtle?
Not a turtle. Its modern-day ancestor, its modern-day equivalent, is what mammal that also has a shell that is articulated, which means it moves?
I would like to pass it to
Aubrey.
An armadillo?
It is an armadillo. That's what I want to hear. Good. Green.
Science potpourri for 20.
Potpourri for 20 points. Teams, NASA's manned flight program started with the Mercury program, ended with the Apollo program, but in the center was this program that is named for the zoological sign for twins. Magnolia.
Gemini?
Gemini, absolutely right. Good answer. Red.
Potpourri for 25.
Potpourri for 25 points. Teams, astronaut Scott Kelly, he was in space for a whole year. He grew 1.5 inches. But when he came back down to Earth, he shrank back to his normal size because gravity caused the discs between these bones to collapse. Magnolia.
Vertebrae?
Vertebrae, that's what I want to hear. Red.
Body system for 25.
Body systems for 25 points. Teams, what 4-letter prefix can be placed in front of thyroid or thermia or glycemic, which means Magnolia?
Hypo.
Hypo, yes, which means less than. Good. Go. Red.
Zuprate for 25.
Zuprate for 25. Big one in that category. Teams, big mammals like sheep and deer and giraffe and rhinos can be considered artiodactyls or perissodactyls based on whether or not they have an even or an odd number of these. Magnolia.
Chromosomes?
Not chromosomes. Good try. Perissodactyls or artiodactyls based on whether or not the animal has an even or an odd number of these.
Toes. No.
What you think?
Toes. Maybe.
What do you have?
Toes.
Toes is right. Absolutely right. Yeah, I saw you shaking your head. That is the right answer. Go, green.
Dateline science for 25.
Dateline science for 25 points. Teams, back in 1997, there was a rover on Mars that only went about 100 meters and then it got stuck. It had only traveled that short distance. Its name was named for this civil rights icon whose first name meant traveler and whose last name was Truth.
Sojourner.
Whitehall.
Sojourner.
I would like to pass it to
Aubrey.
Sojourner Truth.
Sojourner Truth. It was the Sojourner rover. Exactly right. Go Whitehall.
Dateline science for 20.
Dateline science for 20 points. Your question is as follows. Don't get thrown off by the big name. The instrument that has detected gravitational waves that Einstein forecast has the acronym LIGO. It is an interferometer gravitational wave observatory. The L stands for what kind of directional light that is sometimes used? Magnolia.
Laser?
Yeah, laser is what I wanted to hear. Good. Go. Red.
Green things for 5.
Green things for 5 points. Teams, the bullies of the plant world like dandelions and crabgrass are otherwise known as these. Whitehall.
Weeds.
Weeds is right. Go.
Body systems for 5.
Body systems for 5 points. Teams, in The Wizard of Oz, the Scarecrow said, if I only had a what? Magnolia?
Brain.
Brain, and then he could be on Science Bowl. Yeah. Okay, go Red.
Physical. Let's get physical for 5.
Let's get physical for 5 points. Teams in the NBA, the Basketball League, the Phoenix and the Miami teams are known as the Sun and the Heat. Magnolia, what do you want to tell me?
Rays.
Not the Rays, Whitehall. It's the Phoenix Suns, the Miami Heat, and in Oklahoma City, they're named for this weather phenomenon that comes after lightning.
Thunder.
The thunder is right. Last question of the game, Dateline Science for 5 points. Teams, the top boy band in Korea has what same name as the theory that the universe started with an explosion? Whitehall?
Big Bang.
The Big Bang it is, and with that, we come to the end of our game, and it looks like Magnolia has done it. We'll be back with a wrap-up in just a moment. Don't go away.
If you're like most families, you probably have video game fans in your home. But not every game is right for every kid, which is where the ESRB ratings come in. They help parents make informed decisions for their kids. And there's an easy-to-use mobile app that gives you detailed info on specific game ratings. Video game consoles have parental controls that you can set to block certain games by age rating, so they get all the fun, and you get peace of mind.
I tell people I have 3 kids, one of them's adopted, I just don't know which one.
I can't imagine having to be in a birth mother's position to make that choice.
You know, I was kind of just asking her, you know, what is your motivation? Why are you doing this? And she looked at me and she said, because you can give my son a life that I could not.
We always tell her thank you. He is such a blessing to us.
Every day is just a ray of sunshine from him. So we're Chanda and Brian, and we chose adoption.
Science Bowl is very special. I participated in it. I watch it. My children watch it. My grandchildren watch it. It's a legend, not just in Prince George's County, but throughout the state. And I just want to say congratulations for a job well done. 30 years and counting.
And welcome back to Science Bowl. That was Senator Mike Miller, the president of the Maryland State Senate, congratulating Science Bowl on its 30th year. He himself was a contestant on our Celebrity Science Bowl many years ago, and we appreciate his congratulations. And our congratulations go to some exceptional students who played our game today. We expected an unusually good game, and that's exactly what we got. There are no losers on this game. They are all winners, but the team that's moving on to take on University Park will be Magnolia with 300 points. Dustin and Kobe and Keon. The second championship is in sight here. Mr. Allen is going to remind you of that too. Miss Gillens, congratulations. Thank you for being here. And Brianna, thank you for being an integral part of this team. Let's see some smiles over there. It's going to be hard. Allen is a naturally happy guy, but he's feeling it today, folks. Allen and Jaden, you played a terrific game. And Aubrey, even though you weren't feeling 100%, you came up with some clutch answers there at the end. We're just so proud of what you did here today. And say hello to all the alternates over there, Miriam and Leah and Sarah and Duncan and the 3 great sponsors, Miss Wine, Miss Farmer, and Miss Millette. You always do just a fantastic job. We love having Whitehall here, and we love having you as well. We hope to see you in the finals. It will be Magnolia and University Park. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.